Okay.
I'm-
All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order. And we have the minutes of our regular meeting from January 26th.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the minutes from the meeting on January the 26th.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have warrants 17 and 17P. Would you
I'll
like
make a motion to approve warrants 17 and 17P.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? Warrant 17 is for $14,489.44. That was spent on, or that would be spent on backhoe, the monthly sheriff's bill, electric bills, fuel for the highway department, and supplies for the highway department, some office supplies, and payroll transfers. So any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do we have any visitors? No? Okay.
Nope.
Great. Do we have Lee Chamberlain?
No, he's not on. I thought he was supposed to be coming on, so.
Okay. Let's hold off on the road foreman's report then.
Okay.
Is there anything under correspondence for information that you'd like to discuss? Okay. Under correspondence for discussion and or action, letter regarding donation for the covered bridge repairs and preservation. A family is interested in making a donation for the covered bridge. Their an ancestor, I guess, was the builder around the building of the bridge. And Charlotte's been in touch with them, but we, as far as I know, because the whole family is involved, it might take a while before they decide the amount that they'd like to donate and what they'd like to do with it. So I guess we just wait, but eventually there'll be some questions. What would we do with that?
Yeah, I thought that's what I got from the email. My understanding of the email was they were looking for what we thought we would use the money for if they did give it to us.
Okay.
Maybe that was my take on it. I don't know about anybody else's.
Yeah, that's what I got a sense of too. Like if there were any specific line items, like for example, if we said like, oh, we could put the donation into like go towards decking in the future, or there was some like particular component, if we had any sort of breakdown of like upkeep and restoration of the bridge, it sounded like that could be helpful to present back to the family.
Well, would that money go into a fund? How would it work, do you think?
Maria, what do you think?
Depending on the dollar amount, obviously, but yes, I would think that if it's a significant amount and they want it specifically earmarked for the covered bridge, we would have to establish another covered bridge fund, like a preservation fund, and the money would then be put into that and used for strictly just the covered bridge. So yes, it would have to be a separate fund, and we can't create a separate fund without taxpayer approval.
Right.
So we would, depending on when this was, it may have to wait until next town meeting when we would have obviously be taking votes, or and then it would go on the warning, or we'd have to have a special town meeting depending on. But it sounds like this might take a while.
Anyway.
So I wouldn't anticipate something, I don't know that we would necessarily have to have a special town meeting. It could probably wait till next town meeting to get on the warning. And if something happened quicker, we certainly would have to call a special town meeting to establish a fund. And it would be nice if they, I mean, the family could set parameters as to what it could be spent on, actually. So it might be helpful if they knew what our thoughts were, like Rebecca said, the decking, or maybe the lighting, anything like that. So
I think it also could be, you know, I don't know again about their specifics, but just because the future is unknown. I mean, obviously, like at some point we're going to have to redo the decking. Like that's a kind of more of a known entity. But I mean, maybe we could say that it would be better to if they feel flexible, it would be better to keep it a little more general to be like used with our discretion. You know, just it gives us some more flexibility in that donation rather than kind of being, it's specified for one use.
Do you have
Well,
any, go ahead, Maria.
I got the impression from the letter that they wanted it specifically for the covered bridge preservation. And that, I think we would have to establish a separate account for that, just like we have other accounts, such as when the Prospect Hill was donated to the town, that was set up. Then there was funds that was given to the town for the Miller Fund for needy children. That was, and then there's certain parameters. It's still up to the discretion of the select board how to spend it, but the funds have to be kept separate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lee, do you have any other thoughts besides the decking?
I think the decking is the big item that
Yeah.
is coming up. So.
Well, Lee's with us, but
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's definitely something that has to be done eventually.
Yeah. But not in the next year.
Right, exactly.
So having this, we don't know what the amount would be, but having it in a fund would be just nice to have. Little rainy day fund. So we could let this family know if you are all in agreement that replacing the decking is something that needs to be done for the long-term health and well-being of the bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Lee, what's your ballpark estimate on that repair?
When I got the price originally, it was $90,000, but that was just they didn't come measure it up or anything, but it was the person who put in the original deck.
Right. I think it was $90,000 the last time they did it.
Right. So it is right. It's going to be expensive. I just don't know if it's going to be that expensive.
Okay. Great. Okay. So Charlotte's been the one that's been communicating with them up till now. So we could let Charlotte know that we are thinking that the decking is the big priority, and she could pass that along.
I'll email Charlotte and let her know.
Okay, great. Good. Any more on that? Okay, so let's see. Let's head back to page 1 and the road foreman's report, since Lee has,
Okay.
and we have on our agenda, FEMA updates, update regarding truck bids, and anything else you have?
Yeah, I think we can talk about the covered bridge. I think we talked about it some there last meeting, but we did receive a check from the insurance company to fix it.
Right.
I'm not sure if that was brought up last time or not, but it's like 16,000, a little bit more. We do have the price to fix it from a local contractor, which I think we should do. That extra $1,000 or $1,500. I was going to submit a bill for the work the town has to do for traffic and Laurie's time. Hopefully I can get that for contacting the insurance company multiple times and miscellaneous things like that. So still planning on the spring or when the weather is good, because traffic is going to be detoured up around Quarry Road. On the detour, when we do close the covered bridge, we don't actually advertise Quarry Road as being the detour, just because it can't handle the traffic if everybody goes up around it. It's just closed. But we can deal with that in the spring. So that's all I had on the covered bridge part of it.
Okay. And then under new business, we're going to discuss approving that insurance payment. So.
Oh, okay. All right. And so then on FEMA, I don't have much of an update. We are moving forward with Camp Arden Road, and the engineer, I don't think he's been there yet, but he had told me that it was going to be fairly soon to do the measurements. And then after that's done, we have a pre-bid meeting. And then we select the contractor and we move forward with getting that completed. So that's all I have on FEMA. The new 1 ton that is still not ordered. I did talk with the body dealer today, and he was going to talk to the truck manufacturer, because he works with them. As far as he works with them a lot on different towns' trucks. So I think we should hold off on it. I've come to the conclusion that being that town meeting is, a month away or less, we wait and we actually know for sure. And I can tell the dealers for sure we, have the money to do it. And also with the trade, I've been trying to look up used trucks and see how much they're worth and those kind of things. I think the trade, we can talk about it again when we go to order the new truck, but I think we should hold off and check either selling it outright, when the new truck's coming in, or checking back with the dealer at that point and seeing how much money they'll give us. I think we're leaving a lot of money on the table there, or, there's 5,000 there. And then if the car dealer and another car dealer comes in at 5,000 less there, You know, it just seems like it's too much money, and I think we should wait until after town meeting. So that's what I would suggest. I think it's the right thing to do.
Is your goal, Lee, to get sort of, you're aiming to get a 5,000 reduction in the price and a 5,000 increase in the trade-in? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there won't be any question about, can we afford the extended warranty on the truck, you know, those kind of things. And I think for that, you know, 3 or 4 weeks, waiting 3 or 4 weeks, I think it's not going to make that much of a difference. As far as, I don't think it's that much time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That sounds good to everyone?
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
Let's see,
Oh.
Terry, did you have any other FEMA updates?
Just that when I talked to Charlotte, everything for A and B is up in Bill's desk. It's being worked through. So, she's all done with that. It's been processed and he got it.
Okay, great. Oh,
Oh, just a note, in general on the, back from our covered bridge conversation many months ago. I just wanted to say that the signs looked really good. The new red signs about the kind of warning, they felt like they stood out to me more. So I thought they were, I don't know if other people had seen them and noticed them, but they looked like an improvement to me. So hopefully we're not in the covered bridge damage mess again anytime soon.
yeah, thanks, Lee, for getting those up.
Yeah, I think they do stand out to me also. It's something different.
Exactly. They look good.
We got a letter from the Energy Committee. They've been working on replacing the lights in the covered bridge, and Alex Wilson was able to work with, I think it's Phillips, and Phillips is going to replace the lights for free. And
Oh, wow.
Energy Committee will get them installed sometime in the spring, it's looking like. So that was pretty nice work on the Energy Committee's part.
Yeah. It was
Oh, yes,
excellent work.
that is good.
Yeah. Very pleased. That was good. Great work.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. Any other road foreman issues?
No, I think right now all the vehicles are running good, and it's, just crazy weather.
I've got a question. Lee, do you have a backup person to cover if you happen to be not in town? Is there someone you have who's authorized to, call other people and, have roads sanded or plowed, someone who's in town and can sort of keep track of road conditions during the winter?
Right. Tyler's definitely, we moved him up so he could be that second person, I guess. So, right, he would be the one. And pretty much anyone, if they need a hand with something, that they will call somebody else. But as far as like state police work, when I go on vacation this summer to the Tetons, Tyler will be the, person to, if the select board has a problem or whatever, they can call him and hopefully he can answer it.
Are you monitoring the answer machine over there on the weekends, Lee?
Well, no, I did not this weekend. There was one message on there. No, once in a while I'll call in to it, but not necessarily all the time.
Let's see. So Tyler knows that when you're away, that he has the authority to go ahead and, sand Waterman Road or, the Sunset Lake Road, or
Oh, right.
he knows he can do that.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Yes. Yeah. And he actually, if this is about the complaints or Facebook or whatever you want to call it, he drove up there with his car and didn't have a problem. So, it's everybody's opinion might be a little bit different on when we should work and when we shouldn't work. And sometimes my opinion's different after I see something. It's one of those things. Every storm's a little different. Some is right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it should be noted too that if people are having issues on a weekend like that, and they can't get a hold of you or somebody, or not the town garage, of course, the town office is closed, that they could always email a select board member or the Selectboard at Dummerston.org, or try to get a hold of a select board member so we could get a hold of you or Tyler or whatever. I think that
right.
should
And
be.
if people are having issues, they actually call the state police and then the state police call the phone. So we've had that happen. I don't actually know if there was any issues. It was just a matter of people thought the road should be sanded.
Yeah.
They just said dry for conditions.
Lee,
Yes.
Do the state police call you, or do they call the garage?
They call myself, or they have a list. Usually on the weekend, of course. On the list it says our normal business hours. So if it's not during our normal business hours, I get a call.
Yeah. Okay. I know over the years you've been criticized for going out and plowing and sanding when people didn't think the conditions
Right.
warranted.
Right.
You get it coming and going, Lee. So I know it's not easy sometimes. I just wanted to be sure there was someone, if you were not in town, who was aware of local conditions and, checking up and knew they, had responsibility, during your absence.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I think that's going to work great with Tyler, because if I am out of town and we get that, quarter of an inch of snow, or, he can go out and deal with it. And, right. I try not, just like, I necessarily don't like getting second guessed, but when he goes out and salts, when he believes it needs to be salted, it's the same thing. It's a judgment call. And if he feels that he needs to, or if he feels he has to call somebody in to help sand the road or two, that's just, I trust him.
Okay, good. That's good news.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments for Lee? Well, I guess, Lee, if you have anything else for us, or if not, then thanks for coming in.
All right. Well, have a good night.
Yes,
You too, Lee.
Yeah. Bye.
Let's see. Okay, let's go to any other road issues. Okay, under new business. Let's see. We have authorize Roger to increase Zoom attendance capacity. I was part of a Zoom meeting with CORE of BCTV and Cindy Jerome and other representatives from the towns that are going to be having Australian ballots. CORE was saying we had 61 people participating last year, including the select board and moderator. And she thought with the school issue that probably brought out a lot of people for that. And she didn't think we needed to increase over 100. And Cindy agreed with her. So what do members think?
I think that seems pretty safe. 100 seems pretty safe based on last year. If we think that there was more attendance than would have been likely at 61, it seems like 40 seems like a pretty safe amount of wiggle room to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Any other thoughts?
I'll
Terry?
leave it up to if Core and City and those guys who think that 100, the where we're at now is okay, I'll go to their judgment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will, but I will let Roger know whatever we decide. How's that?
Okay, great. Good. Maria, you have any thoughts?
And if BCTV thinks that we can have up to 100 now, right? Is that the case?
Right.
Yes.
So, yeah, if that's what they feel like, then, I mean, I think the warning this year was pretty standard. So it's, so yeah, I'll agree with BCTV on that one.
Okay, great. Okay. Moving on, discussing the informational meeting format. And let's see, as part of that discussion with BCTV on Monday, and Roger was participating. So if this is all okay with everyone, Roger will run the meeting for us. He'll set it up, and we will do sort of the format that we had last year, if that works for everyone, where the select board and Cindy will be on camera. And then as people raise their hand, they will be, their cameras will then be turned on. And so whoever's asking a question or making a comment will be up on the screen for everyone to see. Roger will take care of any chats that come in. Let Cindy know that there are questions, and Roger's also going to monitor for open mics and cameras. So I guess as people join the meeting, they'll see some protocols, a list of protocols, and then Roger will be there to remind them to, mute or unmute, or so he'll take care of it. We even have a plan for Zoom bombers.
Really?
Yeah. So if someone tries to take over the meeting, BCTV has just told us that Cindy will pause the proceedings and we'll just take a break, and then BCTV will take care of it and then let us know when we can resume.
Good.
So who would have known?
Yeah.
So I'll sleep better knowing that now.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very appreciative that Roger is stepped into play for us to handle all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Right. Yes. Okay. So I think Roger's got it all taken care of. He'll set this up and then he'll let Laurie know and us and everyone. And then we'll be able to let everyone know through Laurie, I suppose, how to log on to the Zoom meeting.
Great.
And then let's see. What do people remember from last year about this, the format that we used?
Did we assign some questions, some of these articles, or did we not? I can't really recall.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Shall we do that again this year?
Sure.
Let's see. Article 1. Anyone have their warnings with them?
Yep.
I do.
Okay, great. Article 1's taken care of. Then we have Article 2. Shall the voters approve the auditor's report for town accounts? Usually that doesn't have a lot of discussion.
No. No. Same with number 3.
Yes, right. Appoint a receiver of delinquent taxes. But then when we get to 140,000 through taxes for the capital fund, that's likely to have some questions. Who would like to be the front person for that one? As I recall, my memory is very sharp on this item. I think Maria was our capital fund.
Guru?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can do that.
Okay. Maria, great.
Yep.
And then shall the voters, the next 2 questions, the general fund and then the highway fund. Traditionally, the chair takes that and goes through the items depending on how many people we have and how many questions. When we have an in-person meeting and someone standing at the podium, but under this format, I'd be quite willing to share the spotlight with anyone who can help explain questions that might come up about the budget, or particular items. So
Okay.
you can be ready to unmute yourself at any time to
Okay.
participate in that. Let's see. Next, Article 8. Shall the voters authorize raising the sum of $25,000 for the structures fund? We'd like to be our structures person.
You want me to do that one?
Sure. Great. Okay. Let's see. The highway blasting and ledge crushing.
Oh, I'll do that one.
Yes, historically, I think you have taken.
I always, yeah. Somehow I get it.
Okay, good. That's in good hands then.
How about Article 5, Zeke? I think you skipped it.
Oh, shall the voters? Let's see.
That's for the truck we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another capital fund for the dump truck at $105,000. Who feels like they would like to give voters the details about that?
I think I could do that.
Okay, great. David? Great. Okay. I seriously doubt we'll have a lot of discussion about the Evening Star Grange or Green Mountain Camp.
I'll take those if there's any if there's any comments, I'll take those too.
Great. Okay, and then there's the non-binding advisory question. Usually when we have a petitioned article, you know, if we're meeting in person, someone from the petitioners will stand up and explain that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be how the format will go, whether Cindy will recognize someone to explain this question or not, but that's what
Yeah.
I think will happen. Anyone have any thoughts?
I agree with you, Zeke. I don't think that should be anything that comes from the board because it was petitioned.
Okay, so I'll just check in with Cindy on that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
she knows.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. The other thing that I thought of, we haven't had too many contested races lately, but what do you think about a little candidates, meet the candidates? We in the one contested race we have. David, do you
I
have any
think-
thoughts about that?
I'd be happy to make a brief statement.
Okay, I think brief is good. We could let Mark Craigham know, so he could be ready and prepared. What do people think?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think it would be helpful. Yeah, just to hear a few words from David and Mark.
Okay, I don't mean to slight you, Terry, but running unopposed,
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
no, you're welcome to
Say hi.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
And I guess I'll extend that courtesy to, let's see, Laurie and Cindy and Charlotte.
The auditors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think last year, if I remember right, Cindy allowed, before we even got into any of the articles, she allowed time for any candidates to have a few minutes to make a brief
Yeah.
statement.
Okay.
I think you're right now that you mentioned that. I
Yeah.
think that's
It
exactly
was
what
at
they
the
did.
very beginning. I also think that's helpful. And then I think that people, you know, depending on, sometimes this takes a while. I just think it's good to have people's like attention spans for that right up front, maybe.
Good idea.
Yep.
Okay. So up front, before the articles, David, you think you can?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Great.
With me. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Any other thing about the format or how we're going to do this, or any other questions about this? Comments?
We've got an hour and a half slotted for this.
Yes, and if we don't need the hour and a half, or if then we'll just close the informational meeting and then resume our select board meeting. And if we're essentially done with our select board meeting, we'll just adjourn at that point. But that's how I envision it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, all set with that. Let's see. Laurie would like us to review and she'd like us to accept the insurance payment for the covered bridge damage.
Do we need to make a motion?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we authorize the insurance payment for the covered bridge damage.
Second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. I'll just drop Laurie a note.
I can actually give her the note because I've got to send her the liquor license renewal.
Okay, great.
I'll do them one shot.
Okay, excellent. That brings us to the liquor license renewal. And I think we have to become the liquor commissioners, don't we?
Yep, I'll make a motion that we recess the meeting and convene as the Liquor Control Board.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, here we are as the liquor commissioner, the liquor board. Sandri has sent in the paperwork and the checks to renew their liquor license. What would you like to do?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2022 liquor license renewal application for Sandri.
Yep. I'll
I'll
second it.
second it.
Okay, everyone seconded. I'll second it, okay?
It's gone.
So we're all seconding it. And any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. So is there any
All right.
other new business? Anything else?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn as the Liquor Control Board and reconvene the regular meeting.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
second that.
Okay, all right, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Maria, you're good.
yes,
Yeah, just trying to get it in there.
I can't get anything past her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
All right, well, gee, is there any other new business that you'd like to discuss?
I'm just gonna, just for everybody's info and for the public and Dummerston residents, you know, in terms of the forum, when we were talking a little bit about Lee's, you know, and the sanding of the roads, you know, we do have a Dummerston community forum that's on Facebook. And I did notice the other day that there was complaints about speeding but nothing non-specific. So I just want to let the residents know that if they're having issues with speeding or anything like that, you get a hold of the Selectboard and so that we can get some real information so I can pass it along to the sheriff's department. I mean, you know, so if there's some real issues in town and, you know, please don't hesitate to you know, write us an email, selectboard@dummerston.org, or get a hold of one of us at home and, you know, and get it to me and I'll work with the residents. So I just want to throw that out there.
Good.
And I mean, the forum's a great place to put stuff on there, but they also should, you know that we're here. That's what we're here for.
Okay, great, great, thanks, Terry. Any other business? Okay,
I'll make a
Motion to
motion.
adjourn.
to adjourn.
okay. I think we have a motion to adjourn, but I don't know who made it.
Yeah, so we just need a second.
I'll
Second
second it.
Okay, I'll second it too. All right,
I'll second.
All right, guys,
great.
Take care.
take care.
See you
Bye.
in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.